In this example, we talk about the concept of a group of companies, and this example is adapted from Interpretation Note 75, Issue 2, Example 1. A is a foreign company. A owns 100% of the shares in B. A also owns 100% of the shares in C. C owns 100% of the shares in D. None of these shares are held as trading stock. Okay, so just to show you, so A holds 100% of the shares in B, 100% of the shares in C, and C holds 100% of the shares in D. So now the question is, A, are these companies a group of companies for the definition in Section 1? Now what does the definition in Section 1 tell you? Section 1 definition tells you that A, one of the companies must have at least 70% of the shares directly in another company. Now it has 100% of the shares in B and 100% of the shares in C. So it meets the requirement for both B and C. So already A, B, and C are all part of a group of companies. A is called a controlling group company, and B and C are called the controlled group companies. C and D are also in their own group because C owns at least 70% of the shares in D. So C is the controlling group company and D is the controlled. But because A and C are also in the same group of companies already, it means that D and A are also in the same group of companies. So all of these companies are the same group of companies. Right, and important there, if you go and look at the definition in Section 1, it does not make a distinction between South African companies and foreign companies. But there is a distinction in B, where it asks you, what is the definition, or do they form part of a group of companies per the definition in Section 41? Now what does Section 41 tell you? Section 41 tells you it is exactly the same definition as in Section 1, but we exclude some things, and one of them they exclude is foreign companies. So A cannot be considered. So the relationship between A and B can't be because A is already out. The relationship between A and C can't be because A is already out. However, C is a local company, South African company. It holds at least 70% of the shares in D. So C and D will form a part of a group of companies for the purposes of Section 41. But B and A completely out of the group. Okay. Again, guys, just for you to be aware of this, not necessarily something I expect you to see with a lot of detail. Then, example 2, this is adapted from example 2 in Interpretation Note 75. A owns 100% of the shares in B. A also owns 100% of the shares in C. C owns 100% of the shares in D. The shares are held as investment except for the shares that C owns in D. These are held as trading stock. So here's our diagram again. Are there a group of companies for Section 1? Section 1 doesn't talk about trading stock or anything like that. So A holds at least 70% of the shares in B. So yes, that's a group company. A holds at least 70% of the shares in C, group company. C holds 70% or more in D, so group company. And because A holds shares C, it indirectly holds D as well. So all of these companies are a group of companies in Section 1. B, are there a group of companies for Section 41? So the starting point is to say yes, they are, but we have to exclude certain things like foreign companies. What do we also need to exclude? Trading stock. So this situation over here cannot be. So D, for the purpose of Section 41, cannot be part of the group of companies. So for Section 41, only A, B, and C will form part of a group of companies.